Looking like a bowling change. It is a bowling change. It's Janet will be bowling from the golf club end of this oval. 17 for 2 from the first 5 overs. This is the last one of the power plays. She goes big or misses that one, but fielder in the dip. Some protection there for her. It's Immaculate. Uwase scored 8 from 15 deliveries. Captain Diane will have to play that captain's innings if she must go through here today. Swings big and misses that one. Nicely bowled by Janet.
Janet likes to toss it up. Ooh.
Oh, missed catch. Leading edge this time. Diane looking to go through mid-on area.
Yeah, Janet took a good catch in the loss to Zimbabwe off her own bowling. This time this one doesn't stick. And like we've been mentioning, that the highlights package for the catches so far looks brilliant. A very well played there by good stuff by Konsi, putting her body on the line for the team. But well played by Janet, by Diane Marie Bimenyimana, giving herself some room to work that into the gap. It's going to be hard work for the Ugandans.
She goes big, and this would run away to the boundary. The much needed one for Rwanda. It's Immaculate who's become the aggressor here and forcing things.
Yeah, Mave was dropped by Fiona Kulume, and she's now using her second life very well. It's difficult for Jen to bowl inside the power play because she doesn't have too much protection. So maybe I thought they would have gone with someone who bowls a lot flatter to try and keep things very, very tight. I know a bowler, I know a player back home, Endurance, when they are tying his laces, it's sort of a superstition for him to ask the opposition to tie his laces. So there came a time when teams will actually refuse to do that, only because they don't want to allow him have things his way.
Another dot.
Not a bad over for the Rwandans. They get at least 6 runs off it. The first one for Janet Mbabazi, and also concludes the power play. Rwanda 23 for 2. The 2 wickets for Rwanda have been picked by the captain, Konsi Yaweko. It's a rebuilding job, especially for Diane Marie Bimenyimana, who's just come in. Lona Anyai to continue bowling from the road end.
$23 runs from the power play overs for Rwanda, with Uganda picking 2 wickets in it. In the flow of things, would you say Uganda dominated the power play, Dennis?
I'd like to believe it's been very balanced. They've a couple of big hits there from the Rwandans. They just never managed to consolidate. I think losing those 2 quick wickets in 1 over is what has pegged them back a little bit. The wicket has been keeping very low, and it's very good to see that Lona has understood the assignment. Ball wicket to wicket, you get rewards. We saw Lilian Ude in the first game picking up a 5er.
Diane wanting to get off strike very quickly, but she hasn't hit that into the gap.
No, but I think she's right. Janet is hanging on the ring. Marvel was also leaning on her bat. She was not able to make a very quick start.
That's what happens when you don't run those singles. Then it becomes tough to get off strike. 5 dot balls already.
No room to cut there from Diane. Very good bowling from Lona Anyait. And the semi-finals will be coming up tomorrow. Finally, she gets one through the infield and they'll pick up a single. But another good over from Lona Anyait. She just gives away 1 run. And that concludes the 7th over.
The score is 24 for 2 after 7 overs. It's becoming really difficult to get the balls off the square here. This is when the class acts. Might be one of the reasons why Uganda took their time, calculated risks, ensuring they bat through the innings. And like we did point out earlier, how important will it be for any opener to bat through the innings and set the team up while the rest bat around that opener.
Yeah, Immaculate Nakisui, the standout batter for the Ugandans, but you won't forget that they had a 60-run opening partnership between Immaculate and Gloria Obokol. So I think Uganda were very intelligent with the way they went about their batting. And maybe we will know later on if it was good enough to get them the victory.
Quick single.
Immediately after the power play, in endurance, the Ugandans choosing to stand off. They've immediately gone for defense. You can see a lot more protection for Janet Mbabazi. And there's also a shuffle in the field. Konsi Aweko takes herself off the boundary. No longer that quick on the boundary. So Stefani Nampina moves to long off. So it's clear that Uganda are trying to cut off the boundaries.
Swing and misses that one. Uganda running through this one quickly, dotting them away.
Nearly chopped that onto the stumps. Janet Mbaba didn't get a chance to bat today. Uganda not utilizing most of its resources. So her contribution will ultimately be with the ball.
More dots here.
Yeah, the dots are now piling for the Kenyans, for the Rwandans. They need to find a way. I always get surprised endurance why it's difficult to score runs when the field is spread, because they look like there's so many gaps to score to find runs.
She shimmies down, goes big in the air, but safe.
There's no dive from Stephanie Namfina, but we saw the South African captain Ndume Soshangas taking a very good diving catch from that angle in the win against Nigeria.
Diane goes big this time, but a fielder at that deep extra cover boundary. Just a single from that one. It's end of the 8th over, and it's 27 for 2. Nearly halfway through this.
Some nice looking cups that you bought. Endurance. Don't forget to smile to yourself. Self-motivation, I guess.
Yes, you need something to remind you. You have to smile no matter how the conditions are.
The 13th edition of the African Games in Accra, Ghana. Some merchandise my co-commentator Endurance bought. Cups have do not smile. Don't forget to smile to yourself. Lona Anyait continues from the road end. It's going to be a lot of work for Diane Marie Bimenyimana. Trying to adjust her body to make room for the shot, but doesn't pierce the infield. Security very tight on the offside for the Ugandans. There's nothing through Lona Anyait bowling to her field perfectly. She's given away just 5 runs in 2.3 overs. Hits that down the ground. Easy pickings for Immaculate Nakisoye to keep it to just a single. On the other ground, Kenya are playing Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe got 142. Kenya needed that win to make sure they can be able to qualify for the semi-finals at the expense of Uganda. But they are now 45 for 2.
Big swing across. Got some wood on that one.
Kenya is 45 for 2 in 15.2 overs. Very well done there by Lona Anyait. Another very, very good and tight over from her. Gives away just a 1 run. At the end of the 9th over, Rwanda is 28 for 2. And I think there will be some instructions coming in from the Rwandan technical bench.
The run rate needed from this point is 7.18 and over. We are running on 3.11 over. 28 for 2 from the 9 overs. And if you get going, live is tough out there. Humid, it's hot. Captain Diane and Immaculate.
Janet Mbabas will continue bowling from the golf course end.
Janet back and dotting away. Captain Maria Diane Bimenyimana will have to find some rhythm here. 6 runs off 18 deliveries from her. She goes big this time. Lands safe. Would just be 1. Smart field placement here by Consulate. Janet happy with herself. Not forgetting to smile to herself. Goes big and across. It's Immaculate will depart. The needed break. The frustration sinking in.
Yeah, very good bowling from Janet Mbabas. The wicket-to-wicket stuff. You miss a hit, and it's timber for Janet, who picks up her first wicket. Rwanda lose their third. They are 29 for 3. And I'll tell you, at this stage, Uganda had lost no wicket and had 55 runs on board. So Uganda slightly ahead of things for now as the teams take a break. The situation is 29 for 3 for Rwanda as the teams take a drinks break.
It was sooner or later. What you expect, what happens when dot balls pile up, the pressure sinks in. And that's what has happened. Clarisse joins our captain.
The new batter for Rwanda is Clarisse Omutoniwase. Janet Mbabazi will continue bowling from the golf course end.
Straight up, a dot ball to start with. It's Janet to Clarisse. Swings and misses that one. The Rwandan batters would have to step into these big leagues. It is what it is. They've worked hard at junior internationals. They've done well for themselves at the World Cup in South Africa. In the air, but dropped short of the fielders.
Yeah, Clarisse will need to warm up very quickly. I don't know why the Rwandans need to take this, but they need to find second gear for them to start scoring as many runs as possible. Halfway mark, 29 for 3.
Lona again starting with on a dot ball. We're into the 11th over.
Swing and a miss from Diane. Lona Anyait is into her final over. She's just given away 7 runs. Only 16 years of age, Lona. Endurance youngsters have taken this tournament by a storm. We saw the young Useni Peace for Nigeria also doing well.
It's Lona into our 5th delivery.
Yeah, the left and right combination, they are delaying the field set. Oof.
That's what they do. They get you in all sort of uncomfortable situations, moving fields here and there. Any coach would always want one in their team anytime, any day. And if you do have 2 or 3, then you'll be happy to mix them up in the batting order.
No resting for the teams that have gotten victory today. The semi-finals are on tomorrow. South Africa are waiting to find out whether it will be Uganda or Kenya as their semi-final opponents. But I think Zimbabwe already know that they'll be facing Nigeria tomorrow. That semi-final should be coming up in the afternoon. The Nigerians had to sing a lot of songs of praises after sneaking through into the semi-finals, despite losing to South Africa. 11 overs gone, 31 for 3 Rwanda.
Dennis, you can say that again for a team that was going to be left out last minute and they found their way here. They've done well. That big victory against Namibia is something we're going to talk about for a very long time. You want to get opportunity to play in the big leagues against South Africa, against Namibia. It was indeed an opportunity that was taken.
Yeah, in true Nigerian fashion, very, very ambitious, the NHCF. And it's good to see them rolling with the big boys, with the big girls and the big boys. Janet Mbabas will continue from good shot there from DN Maribi Menyimana. Just keep it to a single. I think Uganda won't mind the singles from here on because at this stage, Rwanda need at least a boundary in each over for them to try and keep up with the total. The rate has climbed to at least 8.5 right about now.
It has to be about calculated risks, 3-4 singles and over, and then target 1 or 2 bowlers to go big in their overs will bring you closer. The question is, do they have the arsenal to do that?
Endurance, you've set your own question and answered yourself. Swing and a miss again. There's not so much batting for the Rwandans. They don't have a very long tail. And they've decided to hold back Henriette Ishimwe for quite some time. So sometimes she comes into bat and she runs out of partners because there's no one who can hold the other end. Another swing and a miss, but no connection. Clarice is just trying to hit the ball out of the park instead of walking it into the gaps and finding the 1s and 2s. Every time you swing and miss a ball, that's a dot ball. This time she makes some connection. Quickly onto the ball, Rita Msamali in a flash, and she'll just keep it to a single. Rwanda, by their own standards, I think they haven't done as well as they could have managed in this tournament. Went down to Kenya, only managed 69 in that game, lost to Zimbabwe by 8 wickets. And now they have a huge mountain to climb against Uganda if they're going to pick up a victory.
One thing I can assure is we would have very good semi-final clashes. So we have 4 crucial games to come after this. Beautiful piece of bowling there. 2 semi-finals, the finals, and the third place. Seems the quality are evenly matched. After the semis, you have the 2 top teams ranked in this tournament, most likely going to be playing the finals. And anything can happen, I tell you. It's cricket. Brilliant bowling by Janet. Finished that over with just 2 runs from it. And the score moves to 33 for 3 from 12 overs.
Changing the bowling, Immaculate Nakisui comes into ball from the road end to replace Lona Anyait, who has completed her spell.
Swings and misses again.
That missed the wickets by the barest of margins. This is a good matchup for Immaculate Nakisui because she takes the ball away from Clarice. So she needs to make sure she is bowling as many balls as possible to Clarice.
Clarice in all sorts of trouble. Just 1 run from 12 deliveries. I bet you life hasn't been this difficult. That is what these Ugandans are making this look like.
You can see the amount of drift that Imi was able to get out of that wicket. Imi, your part-time bowler, but in this tournament she's becoming very, very resourceful for the Ugandans. She is among the leading wicket takers in the tournament. And she was able to get a 50 today that should boost her confidence as well. Especially coming into a semi-final clash against the South Africans, who haven't looked very assuring for the games they've been through. I think they've left something there on the table for other teams to feel like on our very good day we can get a good result against you.
Well, the more games you play, certainly the better you become in this tournament. And that is what we've seen. Even the Rwandans struggling here to get going. We're into the 13th over, certainly. That's what happened with this right and left combination. Keeps you guessing. Swings big and misses again.
think Clarice is just not lining up the ball well. She's playing the wrong line all the time, and that's why she completely misses the ball. She hasn't had an opportunity of lining it up. And when you look at this now, even Diane hasn't gone to talk to her about anything. So these small things are always very important, just to go and, she is the captain, walk to Clarice and try and, tell her what the plan is, what should we do from here on. It gives you a bit of confidence on what the assignment is.
It's end of the 13th over. It's 36-3. Could believe something is wrong somewhere. This is not the Rwandan side we know. They've got too much potential to be playing this level of cricket.
Yeah, I think the Rwandan side we know is the one we've seen for the last couple of years. They've set very high standards. They've been to the World Cup as the under-19s, but a lot of those under-19 players are into the senior team.
Swings big. This time straight to deep mid-wicket. Just a single. This is where you have some real accountability for captaincy. The field placements have been spot on, such that when you hit the loose deliveries, they go straight to a fielder. We must give it to Consulate.
I think Uganda today have understood the assignment. They've made sure they bowl as many dot balls as possible. Swing and a miss again for Clarice.
There seems to be no communication whatsoever between Diane and Clarice. There has to be some form of information.
Finally, she's able to middle a ball. We'll get a single. I think endurance, like you've mentioned, it's just a lack of communication. There's no plan on how they are going to go about the run chase. Could be thinking, drop the ball, we take the singles. If they come close, we try to hit over the top. But each one of them is out there trying to hustle on their own. Diane using her feet, gets to the pitch of the ball. Fiona Kulume does the mop up. Keep it to a single. The required rate now 10.5 runs every over.
3 from that over already, but I need more than that. From this point, they would have to work even much more harder. Straight to the fielder. Misses star one, but no run there.
Yeah, Diane turns down the run off the misfield. She's not the quickest between wickets. 11 runs now required off every over.
Sprints there between these two. Run out opportunity. No easy call.
Yeah, they thought about two, especially Clarice, but the captain just sent her back. End of the 14th over, 40-3, Rwanda.
To what interests you, some chat about Blessing Etim's career. She's gladly say at the end of this Africa Games, I will call it a quit. She's been around for a very long time and giving room for younger players. I have some time to think of another dot straight up. Immaculate enjoying her moment here today. She's done well with the bat and just trying to dot away here. Oh boy. The timber, like you say, Dennis. She's just loving it. Making the best of this moment.
Was on the cards there for Clarice. caught in two minds, were thinking about the slog, and then decided to go back in a crease, and in the end beaten by a straight one. The breakthrough coming for the Ugandans. Rwanda now 40-4. Immaculate Nakisui picks up her first wicket. Surprising again, Henriette Shimo has not been sent to bat. The new batter for Rwanda is Jose Mari Tumukunde.
We're into the 15th over, and it's 40-4. Current run rate is 2.79. Another left-handed, Maria Rosette. Immaculate into our third delivery of the second over. Big swing again. Seems to me some clueless approach here. There has to be a plan. It becomes really difficult to explain. In the air, this time is Immaculate herself who's under it, and she has taken it. 2 wickets for her. She's loving the moment. All smiles around her.
Nothing short there from Jose Mari Tumukunde. Just popping the ball up in the air, and Immaculate Nakisui takes a very good catch. She's having a fine afternoon. Rwanda lose their 5th wicket. The new batter, Henriette Ishimwe, comes in to bat for Rwanda.
It's Henriette Teresa Ishimwe who joins our captain, Diane Pimenimaya. Straight up, she goes big, but no run there. Uganda throwing everything at this one. Reminded of a South African fielding this morning against Nigeria, showing some real class and energy. This evening is being the Ugandan dominance of the East African derby.
Yeah, I think this is a kind of performance that the Rwandans will need to forget very, very quickly. Not just this performance, but I think throughout the whole tournament. Before they came here, they were in Nigeria for the NCF. And you thought that was good preparation for them playing against Tanzania and Nigeria, who were also coming here. But unfortunately, they haven't been able to put together very decent performances for them to challenge for any of the middle options. And after 15 overs, just 40-5. It's going to be difficult from here on to try and chase down 67 runs in 5 overs.
It's the battle of two captains now. Starting with a dot is Consulate. Oh no, sloppy out there. Diane would be happy with that one.
Yeah, good use of feet there from Diane. Should never have been a boundary, but poorly done by Fiona Kulume. Fiona is struggling in the field. She put down a chance. This time the ball goes through for a boundary. Valiant knock from the captain, Marie Diane Bimenyimana. But unfortunately, might not be enough to get her team over the line. Big shot coming and goes all the way for a maximum from Diane. The captain choosing to do the job herself. This time she uses her feet again, and this time she gets her feet to the pitch of the ball and sails over the head of Fiona Kulume. 10 runs from 2 balls.
She goes big again, but this time on the ground. She knows what is required. She is the captain, and she continues to lead that. It's Henriette will depart this time. What a way to finish that over for Consulate.
Yeah, that has been the nature of the wicket, really. Stump to stump, staying solo there on Henriette, and she's unable to keep it out. Consi picks her third wicket. Rwanda lose there 51 for 6 after 16 overs.
Consulate would finish with figures of 3 for 20 of our 4 allotted overs. What for that last over? She would have had even more beautiful figures. Captain is staying on with Immaculate. 2 for 3 from 2 overs already. Big in the air, fielder comes around it for drop safe. Diane looking to go big every moment from now.
Yeah, I think that's the only option for her. She's running out of partners, and maybe she's just trying to reduce the margin of the loss, because they need 65 runs from 3.5 overs. Immaculate Nakisui has bowled very well. Picked up 2 wickets, giving away just 4 runs.
Goes big this time, straight to the fielder. Oh, drop shot, tough shot. It was there for the take.
Tough chance, but well done by Salah Walaza to do the cleanup. Beris Murikatete, she can hit the ball. Tough chance there by for Fiona Kulume, but it's good to see that she was committed to the chance. Ooh. Goes through Beris Murikatete. They should pick up a double. The leading wicket taker in the tournament so far, Lillian Ude from Nigeria. 5 for 18 for her, and Immaculate Nakisui not so far behind. 3 for 2 so far. Kylene Green picked 3 for 6 today. She also has 6 wickets, but Lilian Ude has 8. Goes big, chance for a catch. Rita Msamali. Rita Msamali with the effort, but she's unable to take the catch. The sun making it difficult for her from that end. Beris Murikatete has come out with a blazing chance there for Rita Msamali. Tried, but she never got close. Beris has come out with a hot blade. She's swinging for everything. Best bowling figures for 2 for 3 for Immaculate Nakisui. She has picked 6 wickets already. "17 overs gone, Rwanda 58 for 6.
7 runs from that over. From this moment, they required more. 16.3 needed per over. We're into the last 18 deliveries of this encounter. It's Uganda, who have worked extremely hard in the first innings. It was 106 runs for a loss of 2 wickets. One would wonder why such a low score, losing only 2 wickets. But clearly, the way Rwanda have gone about this innings tells a lot about how the wicket is playing and how the Ugandan batters are able to navigate to get where they got.
Yeah, 3 and 3 for Zimbabwe. They pick up the victory against the Kenyans, and that ensures that they finish top of the table in Group B. Sarah Walaza comes back into the attack. Wiped off her pads there by Diane. She'll pick up 2.
Diane working extremely hard here, the captain's innings. She needs to do more. Brilliant shot. Long one comes into play. What is it called? Captain centre back.
The way Diane is stroking the ball very, very elegantly. I think she just needs a couple of partners. Just might be too late, but if it had happened earlier on, could have pushed this game all the way to the end. Because 5 runs every over, they didn't sound like Mountain Everest. Yeah, I think she just decided to make up her mind a little bit. And when she batted with Clarice Omutoniwase, they chewed up a lot of balls without scoring so many runs. Very well bowled there by Sarah Walaza. Gloria Obukol has a small fumble. Very quick between the stumps. Ooh. Bullseye from Esther Iluku. But Belis very quick between the wickets.
Umpire Moto from Nigeria, clearly in line with that one. Very confident of the response, no. swing and misses that one. It's end of over number 18. And 63 for 6. The curtain drawing on the group stage games here. It's Uganda who have dominated proceedings. Rwanda now leading 22 from the last, 22 per over. She comes, booming big drive straight to the fielder at long on. There'll be one, Diane not interested, and run beyond what she does. It's Immaculate. Akisui is bowling her fourth and final over.
Oh, the spin there, taking the ball away from Esther Eluku. But Belize came out with a blazing bat. She's swinging for everything. But she's also a powerful player. She can clear the ropes. So maybe she's trusting her power game.
She comes down the line, hits that one through. Again, fielder, long on, coming into play. Just a single. This is a brilliant piece of bowling here by Immaculate. Doing it for our team. Haven't scored 57 earlier or 56 delivery.
Immaculate looks like she's trying to buy a wicket, so she's tossing it up in the air to try and entice the batters out of their crease.
Ball. The third one, this time is Diane who departs. She's done the best she could. It's all smiles for Immaculate. Amazing performance here. Strikes that one back a bit. Diane missing, playing rounded.
Yeah, that wicket makes it 7 wickets in the tournament for Immaculate Nakisui. But Diane playing away from her body and completely misses the ball. Rwanda lose their 7th wicket. They're now 67 for 7 after 18.4 overs. The new batter for Rwanda is Flora Irakoze.
Clearly, it's South Africa versus Uganda and Zimbabwe versus Nigeria. 2 test playing nations will be up against associate nations. At the African Games, it's a great opportunity to have associate cricketers locking horns against their test counterparts. Flighted, but this time just a single. Comes down the wicket, goes big, fielder comes around it. Will it be taken? Yes, it's taken. She gets a fourth in her last delivery.
Yeah, what a very good catch there from Sarah Walaza, because she was having to shield herself from the sun, but took a very good side-on catch. If you look at the expression on her face, she also looks very surprised. But the Ugandans won't mind that because they pick up an 8th wicket. Rwanda lose their 8th wicket, 68 for 8. Rate Immaculate Nakisui picking up a 4th wicket. She has had a terrific afternoon.
One would have thought it She gets 4 wickets of this Rwandan matters. It's the last over, and Sarah was coming through this one. Swing and misses. Flora Irakoze. Five balls to come. Uganda have played brilliant cricket today. Set the tone nicely. Started slowly and accelerated just when required. Big swing. Wanting a second run out opportunity. Will it be? She gets in safe. Two from two deliveries. Big swing. This time made some contact. Fielder comes around it. Fumbles. They will get a second. Just going through proceedings.
Like Endurance has said, it will surely be South Africa taking on Uganda tomorrow morning in the first semi-final. And in the afternoon, Zimbabwe will be taking on Nigeria. Two test nations, like he said, coming up against associates. Rosine Herrera. Chance for a run out. Uganda a bit casual in the field. Allow them to pick up a second. Sarah Walaza will not be very happy with that. She wants good backup from the rest of her team. Just took a very good catch. It's important that you ensure that you back up your teammate. But this game will conclude the group stages of the women's edition. First time cricket is happening at the African Games. And that should be it. Rwanda finished on 76 for 8 in their 20 overs. Uganda picking up the victory by 30 runs. They've done enough to make sure that they make the semi-finals as runners-up in Group B. They'll be coming up against South Africa tomorrow morning in what should be a power-setting game. The South will be meeting the East in that semi-final, and the South again will be meeting the West in the second semi-final when Zimbabwe taking on Nigeria. But in the morning, Uganda will be taking on South Africa. Uganda picking up the victory and on the back on a very good individual performance from Immaculate Nakisui. But you're looking at the bat scorecard for the Rwandans, only the captain, Yen Maribi Menyemana, standing out. 29 from 34, from 39. Off 39. She didn't get any help from the rest of the team. Mave Uwase took her chances, but was able to only get 13. Beris finishing on 10 as well. Uganda giving away a miserly 5 extras only. Compare that to the 11 that were given by Rwanda. The bowling scorecard, the standout 4 wickets for Immaculate Nakisui. She has had a fine afternoon. Stroked an unbeaten half century in the first innings, 56 from 57 balls, and then picks up 4 wickets for 15 in her 4 overs. The captain, Konse Aweko, picking up 3 for 20 from her 4. A clinical performance from the Ugandans as they make the semi-finals of the African Games. And you look at the group standings, like we've mentioned, Uganda go through as second runners-up. Zimbabwe winning Group B. They'll be taking on Nigeria in the second semi-final. Uganda will face off with South Africa in the first semi-final. But But we'll have that confirmed for you tomorrow morning of who plays when, as soon as tomorrow morning. But that will conclude the proceedings here at the Achimota Big Ground in Ghana, Accra. Uganda doing the business, winning by 30 runs and earning themselves a place in the semi-finals, where they'll be meeting South Africa. We'll be taking a short break. I'll be coming up with a post-match presentation from Endurance.
Check mic. Good evening and welcome to the post-match presentation. It's the end of the East African derby between Uganda and Rwanda. And it's Uganda who have dominated proceedings here, winning this by 30 runs. At this point, I would like to call on the losing captain, Dian. Dian, hard tournament, hard luck. You come all the way from Nigeria preparing for this one, but couldn't get a win. Can you just put us through your feelings at the moment?
Well, of course, it's a bad feeling because whatever we came here with in the mind, we didn't succeed in anything of the one we've planned for. But yeah, there's some few places where we got something right, and we still have a long way to go with collecting what we did wrong in this tournament.
My colleagues and I believe you have a bunch of potential players coming to this tournament. I mean, haven't been through the Under-19 World Cup. I mean, you must have something for them because you are the leader of this delegation and you must be able to carry them through. Just last and parting word for them.
Like what I've told you, that there are some places where we did right, and it was part of those Under-19 which showed some courage and some positive through the all tournaments we've played, so they really did well. So it's a very good thing to see them like growing in the game like that. So it will bring something on the national team also.
All the best for the future, Diana.
Thank you.
The captain of the winning side, Consulate. Skipper, congratulations on winning this one.
Thank you.
So tell us, put us through that innings, because at the beginning of the game, and when you chose to, they chose to, bat first, you said, well, you would have loved to bowl anyway. During your chase, the start-up, it was very slow, but you get it going.
Yeah, as I told you during the toss, we lost the toss, but we didn't lose the cricket. So I told you anything above 100 was a good score for me to defend, and my bowlers backed me right, and here we are into the semi-finals.
Tell us about that opening batters. They did great. The partnership, they set up 61-run partnership. Beautiful batting from Immaculate. Any words from her?
Yeah, to me, Immaculate is my star batter, and this is just the beginning. The semi-finals, it's going to be the test of her patience on the crease there. So we believe she'll take her through to the final, and I just pray for her patience and more cricket to explore out there for us as Uganda from her.
Big game tomorrow. What do you make to say? You'll be facing South Africa in the second semi-finals.
Yeah, it's a big game for us as Uganda. Playing a highly ranked team like South Africa is a pleasure to us. So we are bringing in the A side of our game so that we get into the final, because anyone can take the day. It's cricket. Whoever takes less pressure and also does the right things, all the skills right, will end up winning that day. So we come tomorrow with the A side of the game so that we make it to the through the final.
All the best, Captain.
Thank you.
At this point, I would like to invite the Rwandan High Commissioner to Ghana, Madam Rosemary Mbabazi, to help us with the Player of the Match presentation. And for our Player of the Match today, no other person, the opening batter for Uganda, 57 of 56 deliveries. She got the opportunity to bowl 4 wickets for 15 runs in allotted 4 overs. Immaculate Nikisui. Thank you. Thank you. Immaculate, stay with me a bit. You are filled with smile. We were talking about you out there. Take us through that innings. What was going on through your mind? You started slowly and then you accelerated.
Well, I just wanted to start the wicket, and I wanted to give chance to my teammates because I wanted them to bat around me. And of course, I just wanted to get as many runs as possible, so that because I wanted us to get enough total that we can defend.
And then your friend, your buddy, Josephine, met you at the crease. Both of you had that conversation. The commentators talked about it. Tell us about both of you.
We enjoyed. Yeah, that's it.
All right, all the best in the semi-finals.
Thank you.
Cheers. And that's it today from this side. Tomorrow is the big one, where Zimbabwe will be taking on Nigeria in the first one, and South Africa will be taking on Uganda. We call it a day from here.